Hey, we are here at Barry's Boxing in Las Vegas, Nevada with famed trainer Augie Sanchez, Kid Vegas. Tell me, Augie, what is your take on this Cotto Margarito fight coming up?
I think it's gonna be a good fight. My prediction would be probably I think if Cotto boxes like he was doing before and has had better condition, I think that's gonna be a good result. I think he could win by decision. Now that Margarito is cleaned up with his act, and I just don't think that. And after the punishment of that Pacquiao put on Margarito, I think that's gonna take its toll. You know, so I think that was a big war, and now going into this fight is gonna be another war. I just think your body can take just so much before it gives out.
Great.
And that one-on-one conversation they had with each other with
face off.
the face off with Max Kellerman. Yeah, he said he's willing to die in the ring. You know, he has. You know, I think Cotto kind of nailed it already, saying, you know what, you have a family, you know, you have kids and wife. Why would you want to risk your life in the ring? Mm-hmm. You know, you gotta know when to say when. You know, so I think that he's not really in the right frame of mind. Of I know you gotta be a warrior, but you have too much to lose. You know, mm-hmm. dying in the ring. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. So you know, I just think that not Cotto, but Margarito had a lot of wars. I think it's his time to give it up.
Okay.
You know.
Wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a tough guy. Don't get me wrong, but I think now at this point, he might have a couple more wins in him. I just don't think fighting Cotto is gonna be one of them.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Listen, you know, also a lot of people are talking about this. You mentioned the Pacquiao beatdown. He broke his orbital bone in his face. As a trainer, you train professional fighters like Diego Magdaleno. Would you tell your fighter to go after that orbital bone or go after his eye?
You know what? I would just, you know, it's basically kind of strict. Just do what you got to do in the ring. You know, there's faults in every boxer, you know, that can be capitalized on, and if they feel that's necessary, is try to really hurt this guy. I mean, mm-hmm. I know, I like to play fair.
Yeah.
I don't
mm-hmm.
like to try to go out there and, okay, that guy has a broken jaw
mm-hmm.
or broken nose, I'm not trying to hit him.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
I just want to beat him fair and square.
Right.
You know, whatever comes of it, if something mm-hmm. happens with mm-hmm. he's boxing him and mm-hmm. and the referee jumps in and stops the fight, or the doctor jumps in and stops the fight, mm-hmm. because of the injury from Pacquiao, you know, so be it. Mm-hmm. But you know, safety first.
Right.
You know,
right.
I just don't think he's in the right frame of mind to be fighting right now. To my opinion.
Wow.
You know, that's just
okay.
That's my opinion as a coach. I would have threw the towel in a long time ago when he was fighting. You with
Pacquiao, you mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
Pacquiao. Yeah.
That's what some insiders are saying about this fight. They're saying even though he might be willing to die in the ring or lose an eye or whatever, his corner.
A fighter is always gonna want to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just that's why you're in this game. Mm-hmm. You love the combat. You love the one-on-one. Mm-hmm. It's the corner to make that decision for your safety.
Right.
You know, whether you want to stop or not, it's up to your coach to make that determination. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
You know. So, I think a lot of these coaches should step up and let these guys know who's in charge. You know, mm-hmm. I care about you as a fighter. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I don't want to see you get hurt. And then we have other fights that we can continue on fighting.
Right.
But just one fight and just risk really getting injured to where you can't ever box again or become a vegetable. I mean, you just never know what could happen.
Right.
You know, so I really think a lot of safety should be the first thing.
Okay, so your prediction then, you think it's going to go the distance and Cotto's going to win?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.